So,
What do you got?
I've come back with the ideas, prototyped 2,
Yep.
the ones that you liked.
What were they again? The game thing?
Card game.
Card game like Pokemon, yep. And the snakes and ladders.
Yep.
Awesome.
So, I've come up with this card game is just, so have a look. These are all of the different, there's outputs.
Outputs, okay.
That's
outputs,
an output.
Outputs are all blue.
Yep.
Yep.
There's inputs.
Okay. Inputs are green, I like.
Yep.
Yep.
Because
cool.
And these match the color of the coding on the CodeMaker app as well.
Oh, in the little drop-down boxes. Yep. Oh, cool. That's a good idea. I like
So, okay, so I've made up a bunch of what you will find in the CodeMaker. And what you will do is, you can play this in groups, but like imagine we're just playing individually. Okay, get out. We're practicing here and you can play in a minute if you like. So let's imagine we're playing.
Okay.
So we all get 3 cards to start with.
Okay, just random.
Randomly. Imagine I've shuffled them.
Okay.
Make up some proper rules. So let me go. Okay, 1, 2, and 3 for you, 3 for me.
Okay, we look at them.
Can look at them.
Okay.
And what we want to do is try and actually make an actual code.
Like an input and an output.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I, unfortunately, have got a shake accelerometer, and I have a button. Let's just play an open hand to start with, and another button. I can't do anything because I only have 3 inputs.
All right, but
are you able to make something with your code?
Yeah, so I've got an input of a light sensor and an output of an LED. So I could say something like, when the light goes dark, light up the LEDs, and that's a little code.
Yeah, so you've made a code, and now you get a point. You get to keep that, and then you make sure you have 3 at all times, so you pick up 2 more. And you've got to try and make. So I'll have to pick up because I can't make anything yet.
Okay. So
you can you make anything else?
I can make another.
Have you got an input and an output?
On button a click, play a melody and a sound.
Cool.
Okay, so I get another point. I'll pick up another 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So essentially this is how the game would go. It'd just be like students playing it together. You could be doing it in a couple of like bigger groups if you wanted. I could make more of these. We could, and essentially it's just getting students used to inputs and outputs and the different things. So obviously a button A is an input, and it has like information on here. So the button can be used anytime as an event to start or stop functions or to change variables by a preset increment. It has a little information here about weakness. It can only be on or off. There is no in between, so it's analog. So
digital.
Analog.
Digital.
Have I made a mistake?
Yeah, that's a typo. That's all right. We can fix that.
Sorry.
No, I really like this because it's got the strengths, it's got the weaknesses, it's got the name, like the proper name that is in the make code. It's got the output type, type, which is like input or output. And then it's got a subtype, which is like light or sound or button or analog or digital. Yeah. And it's in and out.
So it actually tells you what each bit does.
That's really cool.
So the kids could even go one step further and like make their own little, like when they do the code, they could be like input, button, a speaker, and then they could go or whatever. Like they can we could even elaborate on it, but that's an idea, right?
Yeah, okay. Or the other way you could play it is if instead of scoring a point and always having 3 in your hand, you could make it whoever gets rid of all of their cards first wins.
Yeah, well that's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay, cool. So there's 2 different versions of the one game. That's cool. I like it.
So that's maybe a keeper.
Yep.
Cool.
What else you got?
Then the other one I did was the snakes and ladders.
Okay, I'm looking forward to this.
So check it out. Spent a fair bit of time on it as a prototype.
Oh, look at that. That's awesome.
It's pretty cool. So the main idea behind the game here Snakes and Ladders is to familiarize the students with where all of the features of the circuit are.
And what their names are. Yeah, I see. Yeah, cool.
So I've got like obviously enlarged, so it's less scary and intimidating.
And you've got pretty colours.
Button B. Yeah, it's pretty basic. I haven't
CPU
coloured it
is
much.
the brain.
Yeah, we can make it like this is the brain.
The speaker makes sounds. The sound meter listens for sounds. Yeah, this is cool. Thermometer measures temperature. Light meter measures light like an eye. Yeah. And this is where you plug in your USB cable.
Yeah.
And this is where you plug in your battery. Yeah, this is great. Yeah. I'm not sure about the snakes. They're a bit funny looking.
Yeah, well, when I did them, I kind of went, oh, maybe they're slightly inappropriate because they do look a bit like sperms. But we could fix that, okay?
Yeah, that's cool. No, it's a prototype. I like it.
And so what we do is like, you'd have like your little, whoever you are, I'm going to be the wheelbarrow, you can be the car, and you could like start at number 1 down here, start down there. Yep. And then the end is up here.
Yeah.
And then you're zooming along, and if you land on the particular things, and obviously you progress quickly. If you're going up, you land here, you're going down. So it's just a basic game, but you kind of have to do what happens at each of the each of the cells.
It's giving the players hints about what it does and where it is on the board. I like that because it gives them the players and students an idea of the placement, and it's really non-threatening, really low risk. Like we said before, when you first showed me, it's a great idea. I like it.
So, what do you think? Is there anyone in particular that you like? Do you like these?
Well, I really like that they have the names and what the inputs and outputs do and how they relate to the code. Like that really connects it to the make code program really nicely.
Yeah, and it really teaches kids actual
inputs,
coding,
outputs,
what they're doing,
what you need first.
what they're actually doing.
In pairs.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that's probably just a simple way and less intimidating way for kids to get used to what even coding is.
Yep. Is there any way we could connect these two games? Like, what if, as you're coming along the board, you land on like an LED and you pick up the LED card, and then when you land on like the sound meter, you'd pick up the sound meter input card, and then when you collect all of the cards as you go along, you get up to download, and then the kids can either work together collaboratively to turn all of their collected cards into a code or a couple of codes, or the students could just come up with like a program based on what everyone else has picked up or on their own.
So combine the two.
So combine these games. So the cards are great because they have all of this information, and the game, the Snakes and Ladders, is great because it's got the placement and the colour and like really low risk. But if you combine them, like if I landed on LED and then you landed on a switch, and then what else have we got here? Shake for the accelerometer, and then more LEDs up here. As we go through the game, we could collect all of these, and then when I get up to download at the end, hooray, I made it. We could put our cards together and say, let's see if we can make a code with all of the elements that we've collected on our way. Okay. So we'd say, all right, well, on a switch being moved, we could light up the LEDs, and on the accelerometer being shaken, we could also light up the LEDs. And now we've got two complete codes.
I mean, that's pretty easy to. Oh, well, it's really up to you, because do you think that would be more effective for your students in terms of, would they be able to play it like that? Like they would be able to get to the download and then be able to self-manage themselves? I guess you would have to I'd probably need some clear instructions or something on what you need to do.
Yeah, you probably have to do some explicit teaching, but excuse me, also gives us more range. Like the Snakes and Ladders on its own would be perfect for the lower students.
True. So they could just play that start off with.
Yeah.
And then you
provide
can
a bit of
introduce
scaffolding.
this in if once the kids are a bit more familiar.
Yeah, or even the advanced kids,
Yeah.
or the higher levels, like higher year levels, could go straight to this, and they might think that the Snakes and Ladders is a little bit babyish. But these are great. I like it.
Okay. Alrighty. Well.
So what do we do now?
Well, I'm gonna go away and try and combine the two somehow.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of there, but I feel like I need to do some work around instructions because it's not obvious what you do with these while you're playing.
Yeah.
And then make some instructions so that I guess if you're a teacher in a classroom, you're not having to sit there and play it with them. You can have a group of students working through this without you while you're doing some other group stuff with other students in your class.
Yeah, cool.
Alrighty. I will see what I can do.
Love your work. COB Monday, that'd be great.
Sure.
Oh, it's not touch. No.
Oh.